Tuesday, and tell you what's amazing is, just when you thought you wouldn't be shocked at anything the White House does in order to get money from you, the White House now and some other federal officials are working behind the scenes to repeal a long-standing ban on tolling existing interstate lanes. Now, you have already paid for our U.S. interstate highway system with your taxes 5 times over. This is already paid for and done, and now there's this brilliant Fed scheme to combine with some complicit states and toll interstates. Can you believe this? You've already paid for I-95. You've already paid for I-85. You already paid for I-everything, like 6 or 7 times over. But now they want to tax it again. Unbelievable, right? They want to tax it again through tolls. Just arbitrarily put tolls up. And their excuse is, well, it's road maintenance. Well, we're already paying to upkeep our roads through our state transportation gas taxes and road maintenance. This is unbelievable. Now, the whole interstate system was put together by Dwight Eisenhower when he was president. And the way that Eisenhower got the federal government to pay for it was by going through the Department of Defense. This was paid for by DOD funds. Eisenhower's reasoning during the Cold War was that if we had an attack, that we had to have an interstate highway system connecting states, people, and through traffic throughout the continental United States in order to move products with trucks, services, goods, and troops. In order to move troops and tanks with trucks. We had to have an interstate highway system. Before the interstate highway system, we had highways. We had Highway 95, Highway 60, Highway 58. That's all. You got from point A to point B on a state highway. So Eisenhower said, look, we need an interstate highway connectivity plan. It's part of our national security, and that's how we got it done. Now, you've already paid for that. Now the feds, with some states, want to tax you further by tolling interstates. This is incredible. And the theme here is that any way for these people to get into your wallet, they're going to try to figure it out. Now, this is just bad policy. It's a double taxation. It also disrupts established traffic patterns, which endangers public safety and leads to more road wear and tear while destabilizing economic equilibrium in communities affected by tolls. So this absolutely makes no sense. Now, the other thing is we have got numerous examples of these electronic tolling companies that are taking people over the coals and overcharging them by thousands and thousands of dollars. Now, back in the day, when you paid a toll, you stopped at a toll booth. If it was $1, you got out $1. Or 75 cents, you got 75 cents out. And you paid the toll. If you didn't have the 75 cents, they gave you an envelope. It was kind of the honor system. Maybe they wrote your plate down, but you got a little thing to mail in. But you went through the toll and you paid the toll. You had the exact change lane and you had the change lane. That was it. You paid it or not. Or you got an envelope. And you had to pull over and it was a big hassle. So when you were going through toll roads back in the day, you were sure that you had to change. That's why they had those change things in a car, and that was the end of it. Now, everything is ready electronically. So what happens is, from the electronic tolls, you get charged through Easy Pass or whatever you have or whatever state you have. In Virginia, it's Easy Pass. And so if you don't put the money in the Easy Pass and you go through a toll, they take a picture of your plate and they send you a bill normally marked up. And if you don't pay the bill, you get an additional fine and a surcharge and whatnot. The other thing is, try driving a rental car through a toll. And sometimes you have no choice because you're kind of stuck and you make a wrong turn and there's no way out and you have to go over the bridge or through the tunnel or through the toll booth. You have no other option. You have no easy pass and there's no way to pay. You can't go into the pay lane because it doesn't exist. And I had a rental car. I told the story the other day. I went over the Jordan Bridge. I took a wrong turn. This is no joke. Went over the Jordan Bridge in a rental car. End up getting charged by the rental car company $28.50. Same thing happened to me in Richmond. So I paid $57 for $2 in tolls, or maybe $3. And I have no choice because they simply take a picture of your plate and the car rental company has your credit card, and so they charge you for the toll, then they charge you the handling fee, then they charge you the toll fee, then they charge you the plate fee, then they charge you the rental car handling fee, and all of a sudden, $1.50 toll, I get charged $28.50 twice. And I had no option. Now, these stories go on and on and on. For me, it was $56 or $57. There are story after story of people in Virginia who have been raked over the coals and now owe thousands of dollars. There was a story on Wavy and Hampton Roads that there's one couple that have to file bankruptcy because of the toll bills and others they can't afford to pay. And now we're going to toll interstates with easy passes. This is just another opportunity for an over-oppressive, tyrannical federal government to find a way to extract your money. And if you don't pay it electronically, they'll seize your assets, they'll put a lien on your bank account, they'll garnish your wages, or they'll take your house, or they'll tow your car. That's what they'll do. These are on roads we've already paid for 5 times over. There are example after example that we see across the country related to electronic tolling, billing errors, and discrepancies that lead to drivers facing exorbitant financial claims, thousands of dollars, and fines from toll operators. Now, the toll operators are private companies. See, back in the day, the toll booth was run by your state or county government. So they hired the toll collectors, they put up the toll, and now these are independent toll companies that monitor these and collect the fees. And then give a percentage back or withhold a percentage, give the other percentage back to the governing agency. So we've outsourced that. So now that's become a big business, and they have lobbyists. And what do with the money they make is they hire more lobbyists and call on legislators, give them money in order to keep the tolls going so everybody keeps extracting your money to keep their enterprise afloat. Now, there was example after example. There's an Illinois man that was billed for Florida tolls despite not having visited the state. I've got another example of a rental that I had, different time. This is all within 90 days. I get billed another $37 from going through a toll in New York State. I haven't driven in New York State since 1976. 76 was the last time I had a car on the New York State Thruway. 76. It is now 2015. And I get a bill for $39 from driving through a toll on the New York State Thruway. That's not me. Now I've got to spend time and effort fighting that. Meantime, I got another bill after that. They added $25. So now it's up to $63. If I don't deal with it, eventually it's going to be $2,000, and they're going to be impounding my vehicle. And we want to create another layer of this? This is insanity. Absolute insanity.